everyone, my name's Carissa. I'm the Programs Manager for Hawaiian Marine Animal Response, and I want to teach everybody some lessons about the animals that we work with and the work that we do here in Hawaii. So today I want to focus on one of our most special animals in these islands, which is the endangered Hawaiian monk seal. And I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to do a health assessment for these animals when you're on the beaches through using this virtual lesson plan. So Hawaiian monk seals are endemic to the Hawaiian Islands, which means that they are only found in this geographical area. Once they go extinct in this area, they won't exist anywhere else in the world. They're also endangered, which means that they are at risk of extinction. If an animal goes extinct, it's impossible to bring it back. So Hawaiian monk seals are found across the entire span of the Hawaiian Islands, including the main Hawaiian Islands and the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. And while the bulk of their population is in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands, we do have about 35 to 40 individuals who frequent Oahu. Hawaiian monk seals are the most endangered pinniped in the United States. And when we end up on a beach with them, we want to make sure that everybody knows exactly how to give them space and the guidelines associated with respectful and responsible viewing of these animals. The first thing that we do when HMAR personnel shows up on the beaches is we want to find the animal. And once we find that animal, we want to start conducting really valuable outreach messaging to the public and the other people who are on the beaches. They could be visitors or residents, but we want to teach them about these animals and exactly how their health is inextricably linked to our own health. So if we get an opportunity, we want to conduct a full health assessment of these animals. The first thing that we want to do is figure out the sex of the animal. And while this can be easy if the animal is laying on its back and exposing its ventral side, it can be quite challenging if that's not the case when you show up on the beaches. And so while we're waiting for these animals to flip over on their backside, we can talk with the public and teach them valuable facts. But once they do, we'll be able to grab a quick look at them and figure out if they're male or female. Females end up having 4 nipples on their stomach with an umbilicus in the middle, or a belly button, whereas males only have the umbilicus and also have a penile groove that is indicated if you move farther back on the animal. The second thing that we want to do is help to identify the animal. And like I said, there's 35 to 40 individuals that are frequently found around Oahu, and we use clues about the way that they look to figure out who they are. One of those clues is a natural bleach mark. And that is quite similar to maybe a birthmark or something that we naturally are born with. And we can use those because that animal is going to have that for the rest of its life. The second is scarring. So I have scars that have happened throughout my life, and so do monk seals. So these monk seals might not actually have scars when they're born, but if we are monitoring them, we might notice when they have an injury that they recovered from and then use that scar going forward to identify it. The third thing that we can look at is by using the tags and the hind flippers. On Oahu, these are usually red and they contain an alphanumerical name that, for example, this one is RO16 that we use to link to an individual monk seal. If we're using tags to identify a monk seal, that means that you have to have a really good view of its hind flippers. And so it might require you to move around, but always keep respectful distance from the monk seal while you're doing it. The third thing that we're going to want to do when we're conducting a health assessment of a Hawaiian monk seal is quickly scan the body and see if there's any indication of any injuries. Injuries could be something like a hook that's coming out of its mouth, and it might actually have line attached to it too, which is considered an entanglement hazard for these animals. But Hawaiian monk seals that have hooks need to be reported immediately because we can do something to help them if we have all the information in real time. Another type of injury that a Hawaiian monk seal might have is a cookie cutter shark bite. And these are small injuries that are usually not life-threatening to the animal, but we still want to know about them so that we can help monitor the healing process of the injury. If you see a monk seal that has a cookie cutter shark bite, it might look like a circular chunk that was taken out of the outer layer of their skin. And finally, the last part of our health assessment is going to be examining the weight of the animal, especially if we had seen that animal recently or if we hadn't seen it for months. If an animal is robust, similar like this, it means that it's able to successfully forage and it's getting the amount of energy that it needs to help it grow its population, and maybe help it support birthing of a pup. But if an animal looks extremely skinny, it's cause for concern on HMAR's end, and it should be if you're seeing it on the beaches as well. You can tell that an animal is too skinny or emaciated if you can see the ribs on the outer side, or it has something similar to what looks like a peanut head. And while this is very concerning if you see a extremely skinny monk seal on the beach, the fact that we know the individual can help us gather information. For example, the monk seal that I just showed you was, yes, very skinny, but because we figured out who it was, we realized that she had just had a pup and she loses a significant amount of her body weight after she gives birth to a pup because she stays with that pup for about 5 to 7 weeks nursing it. So all of these things help us get a really good, well-rounded picture of the health of the individual, and it helps us do our job better. But we can't do it unless the public and the people who experience these animals on Oahu and Molokai begin reporting these animals. So please report all sightings of Hawaiian monk seals to the number that's on your screen right now, or especially if you see one that has anything concerning in all of these aspects of the health assessment that you learned today.